It is my great honor and pleasure to invite up our vice president to give the Dvar Torah. As you notice, Rabbi Mark is not here. He's not here for a couple of weeks, taking a very deserved break. So we have asked members of the congregation to give Divrei Torah, and I hope this is something that we can continue even when Rabbi Mark and I are here. Just because we have terminal degrees doesn't mean that we're the only people who have Torah to share. So thank you very much, Allison.
Thank you. As Ralph Jacob introduced me, I'm Allison Schwartz. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
For those of you who don't know me. I am a congregant here. I'm the vice president. I'm a Hebrew school teacher, longtime member, first time Dvar Torah giver. There is an old joke you may have heard about the laws of kashrut. God says to Moses in Exodus, "You shall not cook a kid in its mother's milk." Moshe says, "Okay, don't eat milk and meat together." God says again in Exodus to Moshe, "Don't cook a kid in its mother's milk." Moshe says, "Oh, okay. Wait a while after eating meat before eating milk again." Got it. God says to Moshe again in this week's parsha, "Don't cook a kid in its mother's milk." And Moshe says, okay, get it. I gotta get 2 sets of dishes, 2 sets of pots and pans, separate sponges. Totally understand. God says, "Fine, have it your way." For many Jews, kashrut can get a little bit complicated. Do you only eat kosher certified meat? Do you eat in non-kosher kitchens? Is your cheese hechshered? Can you cook a meal in your kitchen and then bring it to your friend's kitchen if your kosher standards are different? Kashrut can get complicated not only due to the many details of how you personally keep kosher individually, but how it reflects and what it means to your place in the community and how you interact with other people. I've heard many times from many different people that they worry that their kitchen is not kosher enough. It's a topic that is often fraught kind of with fear of judgment or worry about your kosher standards not being good enough. Rabbi Mark is not here today, but it wouldn't be a Bonnet Dvar Torah without a quote from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs wrote, I'm going to read here, that Judaism takes the simple things of life and makes them holy. Kashrut makes eating holy. Kiddush makes drinking holy. The laws of family purity make the physical relationship between husband and wife holy. Study sanctifies the intellect. Prayer reconfigures the mind. Constant acts of generosity and care sharpen our emotional intelligence, honing our skills of empathy. And by sanctifying family and community, Judaism sacralizes the bonds of belonging that make us who we are. Following the laws of kashrut, at whatever level that we keep it, can be a daily reminder of our Jewishness. Whether we keep strictly kosher, or we're vegetarian, or we're vegan, or we just skip the cheese on a burger, we can view these decisions as daily reminders of keeping and making eating holy. Those daily choices, however we do it, help bond us together as a people. Instead of worrying about our exact individual interpretation of kashrut, we can see it as one big Jewish bond. An antidote around anxiety of levels of kashrut is the feeling of bond to our community. As we say after many Jewish holidays, they tried to kill us, we lived, let's eat. The Torah repeats 3 times that we should not cook a kid in its mother's milk. Clearly, this is a message that we were meant to hear. Rabbinic scholars throughout the ages have different theories to explain this thrice repeated law. Maimonides contended that cooking a kid in its mother's milk really needed to be avoided because it was a pagan practice at the time of Exodus. Rambam also argued that the commandment could be interpreted as a prohibition against cruelty, that there's something really especially awful about cooking a baby in the milk meant to nourish it. As a mother myself, my 4 children are all here, I think, in the sanctuary. I note that the rabbinic scholars almost always disregarded the word mother entirely and skipped straight to milk and meat. I contend that the prohibition of cooking a kid in its mother's milk is a reminder to honor the sacredness and sacrifice and hard work of motherhood. Yeah. Those of us who have grown, birthed, and nursed babies can tell you that the entire process is nothing short of miraculous. If there is one thing in my life that has helped me understand, as Rob Jacob mentioned earlier, my relationship to God and the universe and Judaism, it's motherhood. We Jewish mothers are famous in our enthusiasm for feeding our families. Ask my children whether or not I brought snacks to shul today. Like, I always carry snacks. Motherhood by its very nature requires us to nourish our kids. We nourish our children before they're born, through infancy, through childhood. Kosher animals do the same. The daily act of nourishing another soul through food, through love, through Jewish tradition is holy work. It is easy to get caught up in the minutia of the laws of kashrut. It's equally easy to eat mindlessly, but the Torah reminds us 3 times that the way we eat can be a holy experience, especially if your mom is cooking. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.